This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for August 15th, 2024. These are the biggest stories in rock, music, and entertainment. Chicago's RiotFest has announced they're moving back to their traditional home of Douglas Park in Chicago next month after having been initially announced for Seagate Stadium in Bridgeview, Illinois. An apparent dispute with local residents and the city over the impact the festival has on the residents in the area of Douglas Park in the last few years looks to have been settled, and now the move to Bridgeview has been scrapped. This year's festival, beginning Friday, September 22nd, includes Fall Out Boy, The Offspring, Public Enemy, Sum 41, Cypress Hill, Newfound Glory, NoFX, The Circle Jerks, and more. Mark Tremonti from Creed says in a new interview with Guitar Interactive magazine that chances are good for a follow-up to 2009's Full Circle with Creed working on new music. Saying, quote, "Yeah, I love writing music and I love doing it in many different ways. I love to be challenged, and writing for all of these different acts, when you get into it, you're like, how am I going to differentiate this from my other projects? How are we going to make this into our own thing and not sound like the other band with just a different vocalist?" He went on to say, "We keep that to Alter Bridge and Tremonti, and we keep Creed a little more the way it was back in the day." Creed's tour stopped in Nashville on the Summer of '99 tour, and Hardy made a surprise appearance on stage singing Weathered with the band. After the band played My Own Prison, Scott Stapp saying it wouldn't be Nashville unless we had some surprises. "I'm going to say this because it sounds funny. Me and the next artist slipped into each other's DMs and we started talking and we kind of became friends. I said, 'Hey man, if you're in town, do you want to jam?' He said, 'I would love to.' Then Hardy took the stage." And an independently produced docuseries showcasing a behind-the-scenes look at some of Nashville's biggest songwriters and how their songs became hits is being partially produced by Hardy. Grammy-nominated songwriter Ben Johnson and award-winning film and television writer and director Dave Allen Johnson have announced they're executive producers of Music Row, a new docuseries centered on some of the most prolific songwriters and artists in country music. The series is currently in production in Nashville, featuring established country music artists, including Cody Johnson and Songwriter of the Decade Ashley Gorley. Hardy saying storytelling is the heart of country music, and that's what makes the genre so special. It is magic to go from a huge talent huddled in a small room to a stadium singing in unison. This show has the best talent in the business, with scores of hits and awards showing us how it's done. While the songs are sung, the songwriters and producers are often unsung. We're thrilled to partner with Dave in finally showing people how some of their favorite songs were created. Fever 333 are set to announce their new album, Darker White, coming up on October 4th via Century Media Records. The band released a new single yesterday called No Hostages that can be heard online. The music video gets released this Friday, August 16th. And Seether have released the video for their new song, Judas Mind, that has already cracked the top 10. The first single from their upcoming new album, The Surface Seems So Far, set for release on September 20th. Sean Morgan from the band saying Judas Mind is a song about reaching and understanding that there are bad actors in our lives that are trying to force an outcome for us that we don't see as our destiny. It's about rising up against people who have a vision for you that you don't share. De La Soul have announced they're playing a Pay What You Want concert at New York City's Lincoln Center coming up in January. The show is set to take place January 17th of 2025 at the home of the New York Philharmonic. The on-sale date hasn't been released. However, the suggested ticket price is $35. Alice in Chains are celebrating the 15-year anniversary of their comeback album, Black Gives Way to Blue, with a brand new vinyl pressing and a limited edition coffee table book. Black Gives Way to Blue was Alice in Chains' first album with vocalist William Duvall, who joined the reunited band a few years after the death of their original vocalist, Lane Staley. Alice in Chains sang to celebrate 15 years of Black Gives Way to Blue on September 29th. We're reissuing the album on vinyl, in addition to a custom jacket exclusively available in our web store. We're also proud to announce a limited edition coffee table book with photos spanning the last 15 years of our career. It's our tribute to our longtime friend and crew member, Scott Dak Roden, who shot many of these pictures on and off the stage. And the Lumineers have announced their first ever live album. Live from Wrigley Field will be available digitally and on a 3-LP vinyl set in the U.S. and Canada coming up on Friday, September 27th. The album was recorded on September 3rd, 2022 in Chicago's historic Wrigley Field during the final night of the two-time Grammy Award-nominated band's critically acclaimed Bright Side World Tour. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 219, featuring Spencer Charnas from Ice Nine Kills, is available now. And check out this week's bonus episode with Ed Kowalczyk from Live and Robert DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots.